Have you been wanting to grow and expand or learn how to grow and expand and live in God's overflow in a very scientific and methodical way? Well, many of you do not have the proper support or resources in your business to do that. So, me and Quadera, this is something that we love to do, are allowing you to be a fly on the wall and listen in on conversations that we have all the time that help us to. All right. So, okay, I'm going to. Oh, it says I have no requests. Okay, I can hear. Are you there, Q?
I am here.
I can't see you.
That's fine. We'll keep it moving.
We're good. Okay. I was hoping I did some things that I would be able to see you, but it's all good. Let's go. So how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I rather enjoy these lives that we're doing because these are some of our first conversations for the day. So, after the night
Yeah.
comes, we're pretty full. After the
I get
night and the
excited.
morning, we're pretty full about the opportunities to share and teach one another.
Yes, I agree. I agree. And so, between the downloads that we get and just taking time to be in prayer and all those things, some good stuff pops up. Some good stuff. So our topic today, we're talking about exclusive language. So Q, do you want to explain what exclusive language means?
Well, before I even do that, I just want to highlight for everyone who watches this video from the beginning, in case they don't make it to the end, that we are having a collaboration hour in about an hour and 15 minutes. So 12 noon Eastern. You can find the link on Michelle's on the Holistic Business Network page, or do
In
you
the
still have the
story.
link pre-up?
The
Oh,
link is
in
in
the
the
story.
story, so it's actually clickable. So if you go to the HBN stories or Health Coach Mish stories, you can click and you'll enter right into our collaboration Zoom.
And we're
Thank you.
also having our overflow for friends, family, and followers Zoom tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to be sharing with you some of the tips, strategies, and tools that we've been using to experience overflow in our lives and our businesses. And so, one of my favorite lines is, "It ain't no fun if the homies can't have none." So, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, so you got to share this overflow. So, I just want to highlight those two things. Collaboration hour, where you get to meet other holistic health and wellness practitioners, professionals, business owners, and the other business owners that serve us in this community, and tell us like who you're looking to collaborate with, and then for growth and expansion. And then we have the overflow for friends, family, and followers tonight, happening at 8 p.m. Eastern on Zoom, that will not be publicly streamed. So make sure you also look in the stories or send Michelle a DM or myself a DM, and we will get you that link. So now, today we're talking about why exclusive language sells. Michelle, do you want to share why we came up with this topic, or?
Yes. Because we just got off of a call. And on that call, I was sharing how, one of the things, what got me started with these signature events I do for our holistic health and wellness networking experience. It started with the thought of getting the community
Yeah.
to come learn about different modalities of health and wellness. And so Q thought about that, and she had some feedback. And because there's been so much that has that the Holistic Business Network has grown into, that's not really the what I'm wanting to communicate. So I'm miscommunicating
by using that word. And so, yeah, that was kind of what sparked this topic for today.
Mm. And so I'm just going to be making sounds throughout because I know you can't see
I
me. So
know.
I want to like just make sounds so you know that I'm here and I'm like tuned in and paying attention. Um, so you had been, you say it started out for the community. What did that mean to you that it started out for the community when you first started?
So when I first started hosting these events, this is in 2021, I really wanted people to learn about multiple ways to improve their health.
Mm-hmm.
And so I felt that having these events can bring the community out that might have been curious about learning about other ways to improve their health. And so that was a mindset I had when I started hosting these events. Just allowing people to come and feel comfortable to meet, showcase businesses, and learn of just things they probably didn't know about. So that's where it started. Now, where we are today is in a different space, but yeah.
And so with the community, was it in your mind that the community was people, like you said, you didn't know that maybe they didn't know about health or something like that? Was that meaning that were these people that were these people that you felt bad for, like in your mind? Let's be honest for a moment, because there are tons of other people watching who are going to have this same thought process and same thing. So were these people that you felt bad for? Did you have thoughts in your mind like, if only they knew, they just don't know? Like, what, that's what I want to get to, as to when
Yes.
you were seeing community, what was community meaning for you?
So yeah, you're right. Those were people I felt bad for because they didn't have the information to make more informed decisions,
Mm-hmm.
right? So they were rushing into things that I think if they had more awareness
Mm.
of other resources, then maybe they wouldn't be so quick to make, really quick decisions on one thing.
Mm.
So in my mind, I was like, oh yeah, I gotta help the masses come and learn about just numerous ways to improve your health.
Who do you
So
find
yeah.
is the who do you find is the most motivated and the best decision makers on health? Is it people in the quote unquote community who you feel bad for and don't have the information, or is it people who are already motivated about health and on their own path of discovery or discovery path? Which one do you find that makes faster decisions when it comes to health? So let me repeat that again. Is it A, the person in the community that you have to convince by giving them all this free stuff? Or is it B, the person who is already self-motivated, already going down the rabbit holes and finding the information whether somebody gives it to them or not? A or B?
You see how cute want to play with me, guys? You see how you want to play games? Stop playing with me right now. Stop it.
What are you saying? Why?
I should hope every single person on here knows the answer to this at this moment
Oh.
because it's so obvious. It is B, people that are highly motivated, that are already on their health journey and ready to take action.
Mm.
Usually the community, they are they're not even at the beginning of their stage of health and wellness. And no matter if what you were offering was free, they still wouldn't take advantage because they don't value that at that moment. So it's definitely B, people that are highly motivated,
Mm-hmm.
probably already in the space, that are doing multiple things to improve their health. And they make for some of the best,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
some of the best
Yeah.
types of, yeah.
Now, there has to be for community, right? Like this concept of community that we're talking about, it's important that you guys understand. I'm talking about I have my quote fingers up, Michelle,
Okay.
a concept of community. The reason why we're talking about this concept of community to get to this topic of why exclusive language sells is because I want you to think about who you typically think about when you use that word community. So there's a visual that we, because of our societal programming, right, living on this planet in the communities that we're in, we typically have a concept of community that comes to our mind. Now, you've probably never paid attention to what comes to your mind before when you're using the word community. But now, if you're being honest and truthful with yourself, you will pay attention to what is the visual I get when I say that I want to help the community. Most times, I'm not telling you what to think, but most times, based on the evidence that I've seen and that you might find in your research as well, the concept of community that comes, the visual that comes in your mind typically has poor, broken down, just in need of a savior complex type of thing going on. That's typically what's going on. And so typically what happens when we go down that path, and if we're honest and truthful with ourselves about what this concept of community is, the visual that comes into our mind, because that's how we've been programmed, we typically end up giving a lot of stuff away for free, a lot of time, a lot of product, a lot of service, a lot of everything. Robbing us of the nutrients. By nutrients, I'm meaning like talents, resources that we have, robbing us of the nutrients that we have that will, continue to multiply and multiply and multiply. Right? And then what typically happens, Michelle, I'm sure you would agree with this from your 14 years, is that because those people in that visual of the concept of community are not responding with sales, but they can't respond with sales because the visual that you had, those visuals of those people that you had in the first place were poor and broken down. So how can this poor, broken down person, where in your mind did you think that they were going to be able to afford your services that are very exclusive, or to them it might be expensive? How are you in alignment? Where is the congruence? The congruence is not there. So
it took me too long to learn this lesson right here. 14 years. 14 years. It took me too long. Let me see when I figured it out. Probably around year 7 or 8. Like, wait a minute. This ain't gonna work.
Right. And now, it's challenging because a person has to have an entry point in order to learn about the thing. Right? So they do need an entry point, and not having an entry point, you don't have to be the entry point. Here's what I think. And you tell me what you think, Michelle. I think that the entry point is that of a self-motivated individual, and I also think it comes down to the quality of questions, which we talked about on Tuesday, right? Typically, a person who is asking questions, the questions that someone is asking of God, of the world, of, like what rabbit holes they're going down, the quality of the questions they're asking can be victim-minded questions, or they can be empowering questions. And so what we're talking about here, we're not badgering anybody. We're trying to help you make more sales and attract the right audience that you have in your heart, but you're conflicted because you also have another audience in your heart where you've been conditioned to think you got to give it all away. So there's two conflicts happening in your heart space, and it's affecting your sales, because sales is a very direct pathway, right? You need to be direct about it. I might be teaching for too many people. I might be teaching too much. But I really I want you to get this. I want you to get this, because this is it. So when somebody hears why exclusive language sells, it's important for them to have this background to understand, because they might be thinking they're using exclusive language already, but they're not, because there's a conflict in the heart space and the mind. So based on the quality of the questions you're asking, like we talked about on Tuesday, or your audience is asking, your target audience is asking different questions than the victim audience. There's a victim audience that is asking for free things and looking for all the free things and saying, why me? Why me? And then there's the other target audience that their quality of their questions is along the path of, I can do better. What can I do to change? Not what can I get for free, or what are you going to give me, but what can I do to change? What can I do to help myself? What can I learn? Who can I become today? This is a different set of quality of questions. I'm going to pause for a second because I know you can't see me, so I want to just.
Oh, that's so good. Hey, Alicia. Hey, Nyla. I see. Hey, the Craig Hazel.
That's
And
crazy.
Hands of
I
Transformation.
can't even see those people. That's great. You can see them.
And Hands of Transformation Massage. Okay, welcome, welcome. We are talking about why exclusive language sells, right? And Q just broke it down, guys. Just getting on here. She's getting fired. I can hear she's getting fired up. I can't see her Instagram issues, but yes, 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 yes. And I know this to be true because of when I use one type of language versus another, what it will attract to you. So if you're wondering, am I using exclusive language? Think about what you're attracting to yourself. If you're attracting people that are growth-minded, are ready to invest in themselves and in what you're sharing with them because it can help, then you're probably using exclusive language, right? If you're attracting something else, then maybe consider the language you're using, how you're communicating.
Language, and by the way, whenever you want to read comments, just let me know, because I don't see comments. I don't see anyone or anything. I only see you. So I don't see the interaction. So great.
Okay.
So luxury, like how we started out, we were going to title this Why Luxury Language Sells. But then the reason why I changed it brings us into the point why exclusive language sells, because language, words, names, this is how we identify in the world, right? This is how we find our identification. So it came to me as soon as I said why luxury language sells, I heard then know why exclusive language sells, because there's some of y'all that are going to consider yourself not luxury because of the visual, the concept that you have in your mind about what luxury is and what luxury means. Some of us are using words on a regular daily basis that we don't even know what the word means, but we automatically X ourselves out because of the visual that goes with that word that society has put into our atmosphere. So when a lot of us hear luxury, we think yachts, fast cars, big boats, big homes, all of those things. When luxury is actually just getting to enjoy, or we'll say the finer things of life, the things that are not basic needs. So the basics, what goes beyond the basics of life, that's a luxury. Most of us are living luxury lives and don't even realize it. So then when we see a luxurious experience, we'll count ourselves out, right? So yeah, so that's why I use exclusive instead of luxury, because actually this is a whole lesson.
Oh, so Alicia said she's so right. I associate luxury with above my pay grade.
There you go. That's a really great definition.
Sure.
Above your pay grade. Woo! Don't even get me started right now. Oh my
That's good.
God. People associate luxury with above their pay grade. You know who was the first person to help me reframe the word luxury? It was
Ooh.
Deepak Chopra, probably, I don't know, 20 years ago. In one of his books, he talked about enjoying the luxuries of life, right? He was like, take time today to enjoy the luxuries of life. And so he was like, that could be anything from buying something nice for yourself to enjoying a piece of chocolate, right? And so I really sat in meditation one day with what that mean. And now us visiting Costa Rica and learning how to make chocolate, now I understand how a piece of real, true chocolate is a luxury
Experience.
of life.
It is. Mm-hmm.
Right? We ground that chocolate with our bare hands.
Yeah.
Right? We
We
plucked
roasted
it and
those.
picked it.
Yeah. And roasted the cacao. Yeah, we did all of that.
And
Welcome,
Michelle, we
Thank
had the
you.
time. The reason why that was a luxury is because we got to pause in space and time to make it, not going to the store and picking it up right quick out of the grocery market filled with milk and all kind of other things. No, this was real chocolate. And then what was the benefit I received from that real chocolate, Michelle?
Oh, from consuming it, I know you felt like your headache was relieved instantly from the natural properties in the cacao. We had like I felt like extra pep in our
My
step, like
chronic
a little extra headache.
shoulder pain went away.
That was what it was. Your shoulder, not your headache. It was your shoulder went away. That was wild.
Within 3
That was wild.
minutes.
That was crazy.
Those are the luxuries of life, right? Okay, so if I'm selling, okay, so for example, within 3 minutes, that cacao bean, real chocolate, got my pain to go away in 3 minutes, right? But if I had went to the grocery store, Michelle, and I had bought some chocolate, not the chocolate that we had, not the cacao we had, I probably would have had to consume 25 times more of that chocolate in order to get that relief and get the magnesium into my body, which means I would have spent more money. I would have wasted more time. I would have done all these extra things versus paying extra money to get access to this cacao farm to give me the real, true, rich nutrient that my body was craving and needing. And it gave me healing in a matter of 3 minutes. That's what exclusive language and luxury language and exclusivity is all about.
Yes.
I'm fired up. That just taught me something.
We have, oh my gosh, I think it's Thaisa. Is it Thaisa from Glycin Fit, T Glycin Fit on here. She's also a golf instructor.
Hi,
I
Issa.
think it's Thaisa. I think I'm saying it correct. But welcome. But oh, you are so right, girl. Like, it's so funny how we will forget the costs of the things that we do, the costs and the benefits, and the value in those hidden costs and hidden benefits. Well, that's what you just pointed out. Like, I went to the actual farm. We got the natural like cacao and made chocolate out of that, and the experience of that, the benefits. These are the hidden benefits, like the relief of your shoulder that you had for, I don't even know how long you had that pain in your shoulder. Like, those are hidden benefits of exclusivity. Yes, exclusivity.
But people who are in that, who have an exclusive mind, who think with an exclusive mind, who think with a mind for luxury, disassociate from the big houses and cars, okay? That's another one, but we ain't talking about that. The people who are already thinking with that mindset understand those benefits, and they pick up, their mind and their ears are already programmed to understand when exclusivity is being sold to them. So when we earlier talked about Michelle and the word community, and how that's not what we do over here, we're not focused on the concept of community. Now it's like, oh wait, if I continue to go down this path with this word, and this word carries a vibration for so many people associate that word with something else. When I use that word, so many people are getting a visual in their mind that I am now repelling the very audience that I created this thing for, that I'm building and structuring this thing for. But then I'm wondering, why am I not reaching these people? Why are they not picking up what I'm putting out? It might be because of the language that you're using. So the thing I want to make sure I point out is that we all heard this, but I really want you to zone in, is that your words, your language has 4 things. It has a couple of things, but today we're going to focus on 4. It has power. Your language has power. Power. Listen, just saying that word get you turned up. Power. Your language has power. Your language carries meaning. Your language carries vibrations. Every time you use a word, the vibration is carrying forth and connecting with all of those that pick up on that vibration, who use that word frequently, who believe in what that word is sending out.
So good.
And your words carry attraction, power, meaning, vibration, attraction.
This is so good. We have Alicia saying, the term exclusive makes me think it's especially for me. Then she says, oh, she's dropping
I
some
love
nuggets on
that.
here.
I'm going to write that down.
So good. Then she says, it's unique to individuals like me. Word association is everything. I never really thought of that before now. And so Alicia put exclusive equals unique. I love that.
Is this our Alicia?
Yes,
Wait, we got
Alicia
3
Azamar.
Alicias. Okay.
He's on fire today. That's so good.
This is so good. So that's why exclusive language sells, because everybody out here, and I shouldn't say everybody, because that is not true. But the people within our network, the holistic and science-based health and wellness businesses within our network, are on a mission to help holistic health and wellness go mainstream, right? And if you're in business, you want to sell. You want to sell, right? And so understanding the words that you're using, and when you're in conversation with people, and not this what we've learned is what we've learned sales to be like when we were younger as kids, or shows that we watch. The language that you're using should embody powerful vibrations, powerful meaning. You should be focused when you're using words, not using them haphazardly. See, when we were in school, we were conditioned to use the words haphazardly. Years ago, I was in church, and and then I went by my aunt's house right after, because she lived right across the street. And I remember her asking me, well, what was church about today? And we got into a conversation about what the pastor was talking about. And it was in that conversation I realized people think that prayer is only when they get down on their hands and knees. But what I realized in that moment is that prayer is every word leaving your mouth, every word you speak. Hence Michelle not being a cursor. She don't be cursing, right? And so she reminds me not to, I don't have such a potty mouth, but she keep me on my toes by not having a potty mouth, right? So every word leaving your mouth is a prayer. And why? Because every word carries a vibration, carries power, it has meaning, and it has attraction. what do you want to attract to you? Some of y'all might not even realize why y'all keep attracting people who can't afford you. It might be the language you're using.
Preach, girl. You are preaching. I'm here taking notes. This is so
I'm
good.
talking to myself. I'm hearing the word for myself. It's really good to keep me like, you know, focused and in tune with the words leaving my mouth, how I'm communicating with people. It's why years ago when I first started in business, Michelle, I would try to do all the talking in a conversation. I don't do that anymore unless I'm teaching. But I do a lot more listening, and I also talk a lot more slowly because I'm being very mindful. People often tell me I talk like I'm singing a song, like I have a song-like voice, right? But it's because I'm actually in tune. I'm attempting to be in tune with the words that are leaving my mouth, what I really intend to say, what I really mean, and what I really want to activate in the atmosphere. I'm not just using words to just be using them. When I am, that's when a curse word might slip out. That's why Myron Golden is onto something when he says, you know, what is his definition when you use curse words? You know how we're in this day and age where people will do a lot of cursing from the stage and podcasts and stuff. He's like, you just can't find your words.
Yeah, you
You just
don't have
don't
an
know.
extensive
Yeah, you
vocabulary. That's why you're
don't have,
referring to
that's
curses.
what it
Yeah.
is. You don't have an extensive vocabulary.
Uh-huh.
And think about it.
So
When we
true.
use curse words, it's typically to replace a word we can't think of. So we're gonna say
Yeah,
the S word or the F word. Drop
that
an
is
F
so
bomb.
true. Yes. Yes. Oh
Mm-hmm.
my gosh. Guys, if you just jumped on here, you got to go back and watch because this is like such a great conversation. And honestly, I haven't heard anyone other than, oh, there was a young lady who we saw talk about this topic, but it's so true. As you start to hear the things that you're saying and the things that you're attracting, the language you're using is so important. And we're talking about exclusive language, and it means it's exclusive language is really using language that will attract the people that you're trying to attract, right?
Mm-hmm.
And repel the ones that aren't really for you so that you can save yourself some time and energy
Mm-hmm.
to get what you want even faster because you're saying the things that people need to hear in order to take
Yeah.
action.
Yeah. And so instead of using the word community, depending on who your target audience is, right? Because
Yeah.
everybody don't got the same audience. But if you one of these people telling me and Michelle that you want a high ticket audience, then you need to listen in. But instead of using the word community, you might want to look at using the word membership. Or I like network, but I like membership more. The other day I do mean months ago, Michelle was like, we had another word for our inner circle. I don't even remember what it was now, but she was like, I think we should call it inner circle. And it's true because our inner circle is where we really, like take care of, we can dedicate more time, more of an experience to people, right? We try to stray away from calling our holistic health and wellness networking events because an event, sometimes you might think it's something, oh, I could go to the next one. No, you can't. This is an experience. You never know what you might miss out on.
Oh, yeah. No, and every time is a unique experience, and every time people have different like results and outcomes, and it's never going to be the same. It is a reoccurring event, but it's never going to be the same, the one that you miss. So I love that you say
Yeah.
that. Mm-hmm.
And what do your people, the people, not everybody is here for the same people, by the way, right? You might be actually here to lift up, I'm making quote fingers, poor or broken or unhealed. But remember that poor is a construct of the mind. There's broken people at different levels. So to be very clear with God about who your gifts and your talents are supposed to be serving. What I have found, Michelle, over the past 14 years in my lifetime is that
Mhm.
most people are automatically programmed to think they're here to serve the underserved, disenfranchised, poor, and broken. And most of the time, they don't even know why they want to serve those individuals. And so they just automatically lean to that and don't understand that, a sustainable business,
Mhm.
their business model may not be for those individuals. And us over here, we practice the top to bottom strategy,
Uh-huh.
not necessarily the bottom up strategy. So we want to focus on who has the most influence, hence why we focus on holistic influencers, because we know that everyone's eyes are always on the top. Whether you poor and broken or whatever, you look into those who are already healed. You're looking to those
Yep.
that are already wealthy. So their eyes are up. So if I actually want to reach the bottom tier, I need to start with the top tier to reach the
Mm-hmm.
bottom and have an impact on them.
And so that's so good, because I have seen so many people go out of business,
Woo.
go into business and out of business because their mindset was on just that, trying to save those that almost impossible to save at that time. So, and so their focus was so much on the ones that they wanted to save. I guess we have a superhero complex. Um, and
Yeah.
then they missed out on the opportunity to help those who were ready and waiting for what they had, because they were so focused on another group that was really not the group for them at that time. So,
Yeah. I've had a superhero complex many times,
mhm.
many times in the beginning. I even, back
Oh,
when I was working with my mom, we had a superhero complex in that business, right? So I remember the first time my mom asked me to take a look at the books, and I started doing the books because nobody wants to see their mom struggling. So I was like, oh, I'm looking in these books. So we had our books, and I'm opening them up, and I'm reading through things, and I'm getting spreadsheets in order, and I'm matching things up. And then I'm starting to notice, wow, this person owes $1,000. This person owes $2,000. This person hasn't paid anything in 2 years. I'm like, oh, heck no. So I go and I present this information to my mom, thinking that I'm presenting her with stuff that just has gotten by her radar that she didn't realize was bringing her in the hole. But what she didn't realize, she was like, oh, I know. She knew. So there's a
wow.
lot of people that are witnessing themselves going into the hole, and they don't want to be in that hole, but because they're trying to save a bunch of people, they're taking themselves in the hole with the people that they want to bring out. Like, how is that gonna happen? What was our thing on Tuesday? Where they do that at, Sway?
Yes, where did you do that at? Oh my gosh, it is such such a horrible cycle to see people in. So we have Alicia asking, she said, that's so true. As Q said, event, I think is for the masses. So she says, what word would you ladies use in place of event? So do you want to share the word we use?
I no, you go ahead.
Oh, so Alicia, instead of saying event for our signature uh, event, but we
Mm-hmm.
use the word experience. So holistic health and wellness networking experience is the word that we use in
Mm-hmm.
place of event. And I'm sure there's a number of other words you could probably use
So,
too, like,
I actually create an exclusive word bank. Like if
Oh,
there's a specific project that I'm working on, or for my business overall, for my vocabulary overall, I have an exclusive word bank. When we started working on the Holistic Business Network, helping you formulate the words, if I'm not mistaken, within your spreadsheet is an exclusive word bank,
yes,
right?
there
So when
is.
you're
Yeah.
looking to Feel Well magazine has an exclusive word bank. So when I find myself using words that are just like sounding normal or like the masses and I can't get outside of my head, I go to that word bank. Sometimes I'll just
Mm.
read through that word bank because words have power, meaning, vibrations, and attraction. And I want that word to become me. Like I am looking to be one, synonymous with the word. So if I'm constantly reading through those words, I am implanting it into my mind. So now when I'm talking to people in
Mm.
conversation, it's just going to flow out. Right? Because I'm the
Mm.
source, but I need to make sure I'm programmed that way. And then it just flows out naturally. So ask Google, Chat GPT. Maybe you're reading something, maybe you see something else somebody does. Start to build that word bank so you can go back and review it often, and you'll
Yeah.
notice that you won't even have to, like, the words will just start to flow from your mouth naturally, right? And then
Okay.
don't be afraid to use other words too, but still having clarity so people understand like what you're saying. But also remember, people understanding what you're saying is also relative to the people. Like the people who on the inside, they gonna know. The people who on the outside, they not gonna know. And then
Yeah.
you don't want them anyway because they're not gonna buy what you're selling anyway. So experience is a good one. I love that Michelle brought up she didn't say that. She said signature experience.
Mm-hmm.
The word signature by itself is a good um thing. That sounds very exclusive, like, oh, signature. So the dictionary got some more words for y'all.
Oh, Alicia likes that word. She's like, oh, it's so much more sophisticated. The experience sounds so much more sophisticated. And
Yeah.
I wanted to just say that, oh gosh, I had a thought and I was like, oh, let me make sure I mention. This is a high level conversation. So some people might be offended by this conversation, but it might
Offended.
depend on where you are in the space you're in and what you're trying to do and who you're trying to reach. But I think we're talking to a group of people, like we're talking to people that are high level and connecting with high level connections. And so this will resonate.
Yeah.
If you feel like, oh, this is over the top, hey, mastermind statements, hey, Zach, keep winning. Thank you. If you feel that this is too much and we're being like, if you feel like this is an obnoxious conversation, maybe this isn't the space you're in yet. Maybe, you're going to be working your way towards a space. But like I said, this is kind of a high level conversation that I probably did not even consider communication and how language is used until the past few years. So and that was just from being in more high level rooms and getting this knowledge. And the people that I am attracting are high level people, and the people that we're working with are high level. So I just wanted
And I feel the
to
need,
throw that in there.
Michelle, I feel the need to state that high level, again, depends on the person's mindset, where your mind is set to. But
Mm-hmm.
high level doesn't always mean, first check what programming is coming up for you when you hear the word high level. What's the visual that you're catching, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so for me, when I think high level, I think somebody who's going to be able to rock with me like this, who's going to be able to teach me something that's going to help expand my mind, somebody who's taking me up, somebody who's bringing me from
Mm-hmm.
where I am up to further, somebody who's actually going to help me connect with God at a deeper level, whether I'm connecting with God at a deeper level in my finances, in my emotions, in my physicality, all the things. So high level for me is not stuck on just money,
Mm-hmm.
but money is a part of that. So if you do feel offended and you do feel like this is an obnoxious conversation, you might need to check where your programming, your mind is
Yeah.
set to as to why you offended in the first place.
Ooh. We had to say it. Had to be said.
You said it. I love it because I love when people get like, that's why I watch Myron Golden, because he be hitting me upside the head. I be like, let's
Oh,
go.
yeah. Let me tell you, I love it when I feel convicted. I love it because then I'm like, well, let me rethink and reevaluate the way I'm thinking, because maybe I need to be thinking a different way. So if you are, I welcome feeling convicted and feeling like, so yes,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was so good.
I feel like Myron is exclusive language, and I love, like, now when I look at that, I love what Alicia said. Makes me feel like it's special just for me. Like that exclusive language.
Yeah.
Oh, and Michelle, we didn't even touch on that, but we're gonna touch on this real quick. So a lot of people, because I can't believe we didn't say it yet. I'm always saying this and then I didn't say it yet. But we live in a society now where everyone wants to be inclusive. This is actually where I made this discovery, because we live in this society where everyone wants to be inclusive. And I realized that a lot of the values in society do not match with my values. And so I just had to realize one day, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be a part of that. So that's when it hit me. Oh, I'm not inclusive. I'm
Yes.
exclusive.
Yes.
And so for any of this, just popped in my head, so I'm going to say it. For any of my Bible thumpers out there, I believe Jesus said, or God said, I just read it this morning actually, do not be of the world. Michelle, I'm waiting on you to finish it. Oh, you don't want to be of the
You will
world.
be in the world, but you don't be of the world.
That
Yes.
sounds
Separate
like
yourself.
being exclusive and not inclusive to me.
Girl.
That sounds like being exclusive and not being inclusive to me. How you
You
gonna
just
be
blew my
inclusive?
mind with that, with how the perception of that verse. Oh my goodness. And it's so funny because when we started the Holistic Business Network and the experiences that we do, that was the mindset I had. And I felt a little bad, but I was just like, no, I don't have time. Like, I want people that want what we're offering, what we're giving, the knowledge, the services, the things. And so, being in this society, you can feel a little bad being exclusive, but then no, you realize, oh no, it does not help me to be inclusive on everything. All it does is wear me out, burn me out. For what?
We
With
all have
no.
a different mission and vision. And what I would challenge or dare to say is that if you feel like you're supposed to be going higher, if you've been getting the signs that you're supposed to be going higher, you're probably supposed to be going higher. There's probably greater, bigger, more expansive work for you to do at the top of wherever you're going that will indeed, by natural law and natural order, will flow down to where you want it to go anyway. A waterfall, some waterfalls are really, really, really high, but they trickle down. So don't think you're going to leave anybody out. What you should do and should think about and be shamed of is that you're not doing all that you can and going as high as you can go so that you can reach as many people as you can reach. We have this door-to-door sales mentality, and when you go door to door, you can only reach one person at a time. But if you go to the top, if you become more exclusive, that is the best way for you to include the masses, not going door to door. So be
Yes.
exclusive with your language. Girl,
Mm.
I'm lit out here. God was talking to me today. I feel convicted.
I love it.
These people
I love
probably
it.
think I'm crazy.
Listen, I'm here for. I love when Q gets on these. She gets on these high that she gets these downloads because I'm like, oh my gosh, that download right there about that passage,
Girl.
that was so good. So we have an exclusive event coming up in 30 minutes. Is
Oh
it
my
30
God.
minutes? In 20 minutes, 24 minutes, we're going to be having a collaboration event for health and wellness professionals, whether you're a practitioner or business or service. We have these Zooms that we like to do to invite you in so we can all connect and all of that. And we're doing that in 20 minutes. And I still need to eat something. But this conversation was so good. And I invite you to join us on that. You can go to the H on this page. You can go into the stories and click the link for the monthly collaboration story I have in there, and it will take you right into the Zoom. And you can come introduce yourself, make some connections, all the things. So, Cordera, thank you for joining us. Mastermind Statements, he said, it's a mindset. Yes, it is.
Mastermind
And
Statements has some great stuff on his page. This is actually the father of Summer Strawberry.
I thought that's who that was. I don't know. I feel like I saw the profile before, and I was like, that reminds me of Summer. Oh, that's so cool. Awesome. And the Summer Breeze was on the last one on Tuesday.
Summer
Okay.
Strawberry.
Summer Strawberry, sorry. Summer Strawberry was on the last live we did. And Alicia is saying, yes, it's a mindset. Earlier this year, she signed up for a free Tony Robbins event. I told 2 people about it. I thought who were ambitious and were serious about coming up. Neither of them saw the value. Oh my gosh. I'm like, really? Tony Robbins doesn't do anything for free. You're right about that. Yes. Oh, Mastermind Statements is saying, yes, that's who it is. Yes, indeed. Bless up. Yes. We're sending blessings to you too. You see that, Alicia? Isn't that crazy? That's why Tony should be like, y'all need to pay.
Well, and that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day
We gotta have
with
to
the free strategy and when the free strategy works. And it
Yeah.
also depends on like your branding, your language, all the things when you're doing like, free stuff. So it's interesting how Alicia, someone who loves value, right, saw the value in it, and the other 2 people didn't see the value in it. Different strokes for different folks.
And Summer is, did I say, what is it? Summer.
Strawberry.
Tell me Summer Strawberry. Just FYI, we will be in Orlando on May 3rd. It's a Friday. First Friday in May, we will be in Orlando meeting at the Citrus Club. So if you want to join us, send us a message. Yes, he's a life coach to celebrities. I mean, do you know it's crazy, Alicia, but it happens. We know. Some people just, Summer Strawberry, yes. Okay, Strawberry.
Oh, wow. A life coach. You just said a whole mouthful right now. Tony Robbins, a life coach to celebrities, a transforming coach to celebrities, to millionaires and billionaires, which is where most of us trying to go, offers a free event. And Alicia, they told Alicia, not interested.
Mindset.
Sometimes you got to talk to people like that. Sometimes you got to repeat it back to them like that so they can really hear it, because it'd be like, what? Didn't you just, remember that video I did? Oh, but didn't you just tell me that you wanted to get in more high-level rooms and make $1 million this year? Oh, but you don't want to come to Tony Robbins' free event? Okay, no problem.
Speaking of which, I have those videos from Costa Rica.
We do. We're not done.
Okay. Okay. I'm like, wait a minute. All right, guys.
We better go
this
eat.
was so good. I'm going to go eat. I'll be on Zoom. If you want to join us on Zoom to connect with some other health and wellness businesses, practitioners, all the things, join us. Go to our stories and look for the monthly collaboration post and click the link to join us. But thank you for being a part. Thank you for joining us on our expansion conversations that we're going to be doing.
Y'all saw what Michelle did right there? Did y'all see what Michelle did right there? Instead of calling it a live, she put exclusive language in action for y'all in real time. She said, thank you for joining our expansion conversation. Let's go, girl. Okay. You feeling saucy out here.
You guys are hyping me up right now. I'm cracking up. I can't help it. I think I use luxury language more than I've been programmed to use more luxury language.
Good.
So
I caught
I love
that.
it.
I like it. Okay. I'm taking note. I'm no longer calling these lives. They are expansion conversations. I got it.
There we go. All right,
All right,
you
girl.
guys. So
See
see
you
you
in 20
next Tuesday.
minutes.
We'll be live again.
Bye.
Yes. Bye.